Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make some elemental bromine. Right, so you'll need 250 grams of spar bromine tablets. I'm using BCDHM, the chemical, tablets. Because I'm only able to get these this chemical easy, and it's also relatively cheap. Right, so you want to mix that with 110 to 120. I said 97 on the board, but I would say 110 if you want, of water to make it into a slurry paste. Fact that this bromine tablet does not dissolve in water, so you're probably asking, well, how can it be used in spars? Well, it actually reacts with the water to form hyperbromous acid and also hypochlorous acid. Alright, so you want to put that solution aside, and in this clip I'm making my saturated sodium metabisulfate solution, 72 grams and 140 milliliters. The reaction when you add, I'm also using warm water because it's quite cold outside, so I thought a little bit lukewarm water would be nice, and it was. Okay, so this reaction is quite exothermic when the bromine is formed. You don't really need the heat in the beginning. You only need the heat towards the end after all your sodium metabisulfate solution is added into the flask, and then you can actually take the pressure equalizing funnel off and add a stopper. Okay, if you want, you can add a little bit more sodium metabisulfate to it, and when I did this, more bromine formed, but that I assume is because I never had a stirring plate to stir, or a magnetic stirrer to stir the solution, which then it probably all would have reacted. Okay, so little facts about bromine. It has the atomic number 35 and the third heaviest halogen. As you can see later on in the clip, that it's a dark red fuming liquid. It's got a very low vapor pressure, and the vapor density is around 5 times as dense as air, so it's very dense. You can actually pour the vapors out of your flask. Okay, so to store this chemical, it is not as easy as it sounds, because first of all, it's bromine, and it's a small, it's very small atom, so it will escape from most thread-capped bottles. However, you'll see a picture at the end of my bottle, which actually, I'm pretty sure that it would have been Teflon lining at the top, but that got eaten away completely, and it was starting breaking through the cap. So the only way to store this chemical is through an ampule, which I made from a test tube. You'll see a picture of that also towards the end of the video. Alright. Also, you also want to make sure when you store it in an ampule, you want to make sure that the bromine is dried using 98% sulphuric acid. You can dry this in your separatory funnel by pouring the bromine over the sulphuric acid and shaking it, and maybe add a little bit more, or drain it and then restock the sulphuric acid. That's to make sure it's super dry, and you can test this just by pouring it in a beaker and swirling it, and you can see that it does not stick to glass. Right, warning, bromine is corrosive and toxic and super bad for the environment, so dispose of it properly. Okay, according to the wiki page, your maximum amount you can absorb is around 2 to 8 milligrams. If you go over this amount daily, so this is more like in a work environment, you can chronically impair the membrane neurons, which can also lead to a toxicity, which will lead to a toxicity called bromism. This can cause death if continuous amount of the exposure is done. Okay, scary stuff. So you will want to wear an appropriate gas mask and gloves. As you can see in this video, I'm not wearing gloves. I don't have any at the moment. However, I did not get any on my hands. I was very careful. Okay, and also another thing, bromine is also incompatible with most inorganic and organic compounds. So you just want to make sure you know what will happen when you just mix two of these, the bromine with another chemical. But of course, that is most of the time in chemistry. You just want to know what happens to make sure that you're wearing the appropriate safety equipment. So yeah, okay, so you can see the bromine is in the flask and it's foaming. It didn't foam over the top, it never foamed really that high actually. And you can see I'm using a water bath to heat up the bromine, and you can see the red liquid at the top. Sorry for the bad camera angle on this one. Okay, there is my healed of bromine. As you can see, it's fuming, and as you see, it has a lot of inertia. So when I pour it, see the gas is pouring. You can see the stream is not as like a normal stream of water. It is very dense, and you can see me pouring this immediately. I didn't pipette the water off, but I poured it immediately onto the sulphuric acid there. Obviously, I forgot to add, you want to wear a face shield so none of this goes into your face or eyes. There is the lid, as you can see, and there is the ampule, and this is the common reaction of aluminum bromide. It's surprisingly quiet, but it's a very beautiful reaction, and do not breathe in that smoke. It is not good for you. This took a decent amount of time for this to react, like say 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. That's probably because my bromine wasn't 100% dried. But it is quite a beautiful reaction. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm also going to make a video